So here we can see Android Studio in the background with the emulator open down the right hand side, and as predicted we have a hello world text area, or text view, sorry, right in the center of the Android app. The emulator is an interesting little piece of software. It opens separately to Android Studio, and as I say, it runs all of the different Android virtual devices. It responds very much like a phone. If you click and drag and swipe, then the emulator will respond exactly how your phone would, as if you were using your finger. So this app doesn't do very much at the minute, so I'm just going to close this app like I would do using an Android phone. And in the background we've got our version. Okay, I think we were running version 23, which was Marshmallow 6.0, and it responds exactly like an Android phone does. You've got all of the standard apps. We'll be creating apps in the future that talk to some of these different apps, so that's why they're included. And if we click, we can see everything that we have currently open. These are all of the different apps I've tested in the past. So it's the actual emulator remembers all of the different projects you've had, and kind of remembers all of the different apps which are running in the background, just in case you want to create apps that talk to each other. Now down the right hand side we've got controls, as if you were actually controlling the phone. We can press to view the camera, we can switch the orientation, rotate it, we can turn the volume down or the volume up. So as I say, it responds very much like a phone. Now once you've started to run the emulator, it's a very good idea to keep it open, because it does take a while to run and to start. As we can see here down in the bottom corner, it took over a minute for my laptop to actually boot up the emulator, and even then it took longer for the app to actually load. So once it's there, it's a good idea to keep the emulator open and resist pressing this little cross in the corner. Every time you want to run a change to the app, for instance, if I want to change this and I've added my name to it, I will have to run the app again. And you can see the little play icon in the corner there has a little circle. That means we currently have an unsaved version of this project, but as soon as I press play, it's going to save. It's going to ask what device I'm going to choose again, and once I've pressed on the particular device that I want, I can press OK, and that's going to load the latest version to the emulator. And again, it has to rebuild all of the app. So we can see here, this is what this is doing down the bottom. Gradle build running, and it tells you if the build's been successful or not. If you have any mistakes in the app, or any errors, or something that isn't right, then the app won't build, and you will get a little bit of information in this particular window here as to why it didn't build. This gives you a brief rundown of the Gradle, but if we want to go for a bit more of a detailed look at what's going on in the background, we can have a look at the log as to what it's actually doing. And you can actually code the log to actually spit out variables. So if you were doing some functions and you wanted to test what they were, you could actually kind of like echo them out or print them to the log, so you could see what was going on in the background if you want to. So back to the build, we can see that the build has been successful. So I'm going to load up my emulator again, and look at that, we have a Hello World David on the screen now. So that's currently, as I said, running the latest version of the app that we've just made.